VanLifeRocks. My name is Ray, and welcome back to the channel. And there's 16 in the house, and I want to thank Aaron Jemison for doing the raid, and I appreciate that, buddy. So this video, I want to basically give you guys some tips on how I prepare, on how I make basically all my preparations to go on the road. And so yeah, let's see. The first part, let's see who's in the chat first. All right. We got 19 in the house. And so this video is going to cover a few things. The first thing is prepping for taking a road trip. The second part is going to be just covering fuel and fuel treatment and how to save money on fuel. Because if you're taking a road trip, I mean, if you're taking a long trip, then it's going to burn through a lot of fuel and it's going to cost you a lot of money. So 21 in the house. I'm going to go over some of the gear and some of my setup in the background, and also some of the apps I use when I go on the road, and then some of the big projects that are coming up. So 23 in the house. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate that. Let's see who's here first. Starting from the top, Bob in the house. Thank you, Bob, for being here. George, thank you for being here, buddy. Purple Tube, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Paula, thank you for being here. What's up my sleeve? I don't know, but we'll find out later. Thank you, RF. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Bruce, or I mean, sorry, Dale, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I was thinking Bruce Almighty. And Karen, thank you for being here, Karen. I appreciate it. Going down the list. Who's that guy? Come on down, going down. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Awesome, awesome. 25 in the house. Land Cloud Adventure, thank you for being here. Lance, what's going on, buddy? I miss you. We were just on Lance's live last night. That was fun. I think he went a little over 6 hours. Pretty cool. The RV DJ, what's up? What's going on, Sonia? Jerry Holly in the house. What's going on, buddy? Thank you for being here. How's the Black Pearl doing? You're a lucky man. Megan, Going Green Mom, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Dream on Wheels, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Keep on going down the list. And we got DJ in the house making popcorn. You better share, buddy. You better share. Lisa in the house, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. I think you're headed to Arizona as well. That's what I heard. Going down the list. Mr. Jemison, thank you very much again. I appreciate it. Very good show today. Very informative. A lot of great information. Good stuff, my friend. And Shanna Craft, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We got 26 in the house. Raid! Gotta watch out for that raid. It's a killer. It's a killer, I'm telling you. Chasing America, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right, so let's go on the first topic. The first topic is going to be some of the prep stuff that I do when I'm on the road, before I go on the road. And the first thing I do most of the time is I make sure that the van's ready to go. So checking air pressure, making sure I top off my fuel. So you don't want to start off a trip and then like an hour into your trip you have to pull over to get gas. No, make sure that your gas and your diesel's all topped off, ready to go. And another thing I like to do is I like to do a fuel treatment on the road. So I'm gonna show you what I have. Any of these products, either behind me or what I'm gonna show you on the screen, I'm not affiliated with any of these products. I'm not sponsored by them. These are products that I use and that I bought myself. So when I go on a road trip, I will do a fuel treatment. That way I get better gas mileage and it cleans my fuel injectors while I'm on the road. So I use Lucas lubricant, and supposedly this stuff helps with gas mileage and cleans out your fuel injectors and make sure everything's running good, nice and smooth. So I topped off this morning. I'm heading towards family tonight, and so right after this live, this live's only gonna be about an hour because I need to hit the road by 8 o'clock. Yeah, I'm already topped off, and after this we're gonna hit the road. So let's see what else is on my list. I keep losing my mouse. What else is in here? Traveling Nate Dog, thank you for being here. Tim in the house. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for being here. Let's go down the list. What's going on, Mike? All right, so fuels are topped off, ready to go. And then I do my fuel treatment, making sure everything's ready to go. I also pop the hood, make sure that I check my oil. And when you're checking the oil, make sure it's at the right level. And also I take a look at if it looks dark. If it's really dark, then it's time for a oil change. And also make sure if you're almost due for an oil change, it might be a good time to consider getting an oil change before you hit that long road trip. Going down the list. What else do we got here? Check your coolant. Make sure your coolant's all topped off, ready to go. Windshield wiper fluid. Just make sure everything's nice and good. I pop the hood and I'll squeeze the hoses, making sure that there's fluid inside coolant in the hoses. Make sure everything's topped off, ready to go. And then just take a look at the engine, just making sure that you see belts, everything looks normal, and everything's all topped off. All right, let's see. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about, oh, there's another thing. Also, there's a few ways that I save on fuel, because fuel is definitely one of my highest expenses, especially when I take long road trips. And so there's a few things that I do. One of the first things that I do is I am a member to Gas Rewards, and there's two of them that I'm a member to. One is my local grocery store. For every $100 that I spend on gift cards there, they gave me 10 cents back in per gallon savings. So today I just topped off, it was only 14 gallons, but I had a dollar savings of rewards because it was Christmas time. I bought a bunch of Amazon cards and gift cards for family members. And so I got $1 worth of savings. So I saved $14 on 14 gallons of gas. So that's a good way to save on fuel. I'm also a member of Gas Buddy, and I'm going to talk about Gas Buddy in a minute. But if you join their rewards club, you can earn savings on gas and fuel. So just a little tip for you. Also, Costco and other warehouse memberships, if you want to join them, they tend to have about 8 to 10 cents on savings. And that way you're saving money on fuel, because if you're like me, next month I'm going to Arizona, and I plan on driving a lot next month, and saving money and saving on gas. That helps. So if you guys have any questions about prepping the van or gas, or just go ahead and ask the question now. And I'm going to see who else popped in here since we started. We have 35 in the house. Thank you very much. What's going on? What's up, Happy Camper? Thank you for being here. The Happy Camper. Kathleen Klein, thank you very much. Check your hoses and clamps. Absolutely. Make sure everything's nice and connected. Everything looks normal. That way you're good to go. That way you don't have any issues, or hopefully don't have any issues. Roy and Becky, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's pretty windy here. I'm sure it's pretty windy there. And we're going to go over that in a minute about what I do before I go on a road trip. Check the weather, check the wind, because tonight my road trip is going to be a little bit windy. A little bit windy. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's go down the list. Let's see if there's any questions about prepping my van or gas or fueling, anything like that. Let's see if there's any questions. Yeah, I just wanted to make this video for you guys, just because everything's fresh, and right after this live, I am hitting the road, and my van's shaking. That's how windy it is here. Joy, blessed life. Thank you for being here. Merry Christmas, you guys. In fact, Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you for being here. Merry Christmas. You know, enjoy the family. Enjoy the holidays. Happy New Year's. And yeah, it's been 2020 has been a rough year, but there's some good from it. So 2021's around the corner. What, 8 more days? So we got this. Let's see if there's any questions. Anybody have any questions at all? Let's see. What's going on? No, 35 in the house. I don't see any questions. All right. I guess you're good. Pretty simple so far, huh? Pretty simple so far. Tim, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Awesome. I'm following your trails, buddy. I know you took a long trip, so that's very cool. RVing with G, NPRs. I usually stay, most people say 55 miles per hour, but I tend to go 65. And if I see a hill coming up, or if I know there's a mountain coming up that I need to climb, I'll definitely gain speed. That way, you know, I can get a nice rolling start into the hill. Also on the downhills, I'll take it easy. Sometimes there's times where I'll put it in neutral and just kind of coast all the way down a large hill. So, and then tonight, I don't recommend it to you, but this is something I do. If it's gonna be windy and I'm going against the wind, I'm behind either a bus or a trailer. And I'm not on their ass, but I'm probably a good 50 feet behind a trailer or a bus. And that breaks up the wind, and also it gives me something to focus on. So when I'm driving down the road, this is something that I do. I don't recommend that you guys do it, but when I'm driving down the road, if I have a vehicle in front of me, I could stare at the back of the vehicle. I prefer to stare at the back of. I prefer to stare at the back of a vehicle than just the lanes on the road. When I see the lanes just like this, it kind of makes me dizzy at night. And I do most of my driving at night. I prefer driving at night. There's less traffic. It's during the summertime, it's a lot cooler, and less traffic. I hate traffic. I mean, I'll go the long ways than to sit in the traffic. So at nighttime, 8, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, that's when I start my road trips. And that's two things. One, it beats the traffic, and two, it saves me a traveling day. So I had all day today. I did everything I wanted to do today. I'm gonna leave tonight at 8 o'clock, and then I'll be at my destination between 9, 10 o'clock, and then I'm gonna go to bed. And I didn't waste a traveling day. I didn't wake up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning to then take a road trip. And it just seems like if I do it that way, I'm burning a half a day on traveling. Does that make sense? Let's see if you have any more questions. No, I hope I don't hit a deer. Yeah, right. Yep. What else? Yeah, so I like trailing somebody. That way I focus on the back of a vehicle rather than the lines on the road, because it seems like at night I'm driving down the road and the lines or the reflectors on the road just kind of gets me a little dizzy a little bit. So Lucy, thank you for being here. RV DJ in the house. 36 in the house. We'll get to some of the fun stuff behind me. I have some announcements to make. Yep. Exactly. That way, if I'm trailing somebody at night, I could put on some music and just kind of relax, trail them, focus on the back of their trailer or the back of their vehicle, and listen to an audiobook or a live stream. It just makes it easier for me. I don't have an issue falling asleep at night or dozing off when I'm driving, just because I'm super excited to get to the location that I want to get to. So I had the music on. Hey, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Dave Van, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it. I hope you got my message regarding the solar panels. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate that. Who else? Yeah. See, because I have a small vehicle and I don't have a large RV, or I'm not towing a trailer. My van's small, so not finding a camp spot at night is not usually an issue for me. So this is just something I do. But my traveling days tend to be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, just because most of the weekenders leave Sunday, Monday at night. So I usually tend to go in Tuesday, Wednesday, and I try not to go in on a Thursday or Friday because it gets packed on traveling days. So, but good point, very good point, Roy and Becky. I appreciate that. Yeah, sometimes sometimes the truck drivers, and Kathleen used to be a truck driver, I believe, and they'll let you know. They'll let you know if they don't like you behind them. I'm not like up on their tail lights. I'm all over the place. I give them enough space. It's just enough for me to be behind them, and it breaks up a little bit of the wind, and I don't have an issue with them. TGIF, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Gina's in the house. I missed her. Gina, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. There she is. Thank you for being here, Gina. Awesome. What's going on, Steve? Yep. I know. We'll be neighbors here in the month of January. We'll be neighbors. Let's see, what else? Any questions regarding driving at night or prepping the vehicles on the road before you go, or any of that stuff before we get to gear, because we're going to be talking about gear. What's going on? How are you? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I love your drone videos, the openings to your videos. Hopefully you got that drone fixed. Speaking of drones, there might be one behind me. I don't know. Lisa, thank you very much. Cool. All right. So we'll start talking about gear. So if you're on my last live, you saw the inside of my storage unit, and it's all organized by bins, and they're so all my items, whether they're boondocking food or hiking gear or kayak gear, they're all in separate bins, 25 or 27-gallon bins, and they're right behind me. So that way, right before I go on a road trip, I just grab the 2 bins or the 3 bins that I need, and I put them in my van, and it's right behind me. I'm going to show you that right now. Exploring the West Coast. Thank you for being here, my new friend. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know. I know. And they'll let you know. They'll let you know. Yeah, I know. I know, Kat. I tend to drive more on the right side of that to prevent that from happening. I don't want them to have that my blinding lights on them, especially with my lights, because my lights are not stock lights. They're upgraded to a higher lumen. And so I tend to drive more on the right side of the road towards the the shoulder of the lane, the slow lane. That way my lights are not glaring them. That is true. That's a good fact. That's a good point. Thank you, Kat, for that. My stepdad is a truck driver, or he's a retired truck driver, so he gives me pointers on road etiquettes and stuff like that. So I make sure I give them enough space and make sure they're good. All right, so right behind me. So like on this trip, I could be gone for either 3 weeks or a month and a half, and that's still kind of up in the air depending on situations. But so the 2 things that I'm taking with me is my boondocking food and my hiking gear, and that's right behind me, and I'm going to show you that now. Oops. So right behind the passenger seat, between the passenger seat and my refrigerator, I have 2 bins. The bottom one, which is heavier, is my food bin. It's my boondocking bin, and then the top one is my hiking gear. And you don't see that yet. You don't see that stuff. So, and I'll double check. Double check all my stuff. I'll open those bins, make sure those bins have all the stuff that I need, that I think I need for my trip. Where am I going? I'm heading to see family. So I'll be with family for Christmas and then New Year's. And then on January 5th, I'll decide on where I want to, or where I would like to go. And it's a lot of it is based on, it is a lot of stuff. I'm going to be gone for, I could be gone for up to about a month and a half. So I had to make sure everything's good to go, make sure all my bills and things were taken care of in my hometown before I head out of town, but I could be gone for about a month and a half. So yeah, so as soon as I grab my 2 bins, I place it right behind my passenger seat or my driver's seat, and then make sure everything's good to go. Yeah, it's really easy. I just grab the bins, double check it, and then boom, ready to go. And then while I'm boondocking, all that stuff, I know, hey, I can go in this bin for food, or I can go in this bin for gear, and I can go 3 high. So I have enough space to go 3 high, but on this trip, I don't think I'm going to need it. So like say, for example, if I was going to take my kayak on this trip, I would have my kayak bin on top of that. Am I talking too loud? It seems like I'm talking too loud. Am I yelling? Am I yelling at you? Okay, good point. Yeah. Okay. So my family lives about 2 hours away from here. So this is going to be an easy, short trip, 2 hours. So I'll be there by 10 o'clock. And I don't want to get there too late. So I'm going to cut this off pretty soon. It's been 24 minutes. So we're going to end this at the hour. So I have a 2-hour drive ahead of me. But in January, my first trip could be 7 hours away. So I'm thinking the Grand Canyon or Zion National Park. And it's based on snow. Whatever place has the most snow, I'm headed there first. So yeah. I tend not to like to drive more than 4 hours at a time. 3 hours is 4 hours is the sweet spot for me. But if I'm going to a place like the Grand Canyon, then the 8-hour drive for me is worth it. It's worth it. And it's going to be cold, and we'll be talking about weather and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I do have, most of mine are gray because I like the darker colors, but I do have a few bins that have the yellow on it. Gear chains? I don't know what that is. Let's see. What kind of tires do I have? I do have all-weather tires. So the tires that I have are off-road. Most Jeep off-roaders use it. They're the Goodyear Duratrack tires. The Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack tires, and they're snow rated. So they're not snow tires, but they're snow rated. Snow chains. No, I don't have any snow chains. I'm just gonna make sure that you'll have to see that live because I plan on doing a live at Zion, and I also plan on doing a live at the Grand Canyon, and I'll be discussing where I park when I get there. I can't tell you where I'm gonna be at right now, but I don't have any snow chains. I do have snow rated tires. I could always air down, and then just if I can only stay one day, then I stay one day. But if I can stay there for 2 weeks, then I'll stay there 2 weeks. Rondero, no, I don't have any chains. No, they're just snow rated tires. So I'll air them down, and if I get to a point where I need snow chains, then I'll make a different decision on where I want to go. And I always have backup plans. So I'll have plan A, plan B, plan C if plan A doesn't work out. Yeah, so the Grand Canyon and the Zion National Park. Probably talking about snow chains. Yep. I recommend it. If you need snow chains, then have them, but I don't have them. I don't have snow chains. Lily in the house, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, I can't wait. And it's been a bucket list for me. I've been to Mount Zion 3 times. I've been to the Grand Canyon. It's hard to tell. I think it's like 4 to 6 times, but never with snow. So that's a bucket list. So I'm kind of waiting for the weather. So on January 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I'll make my decision on which park I need to go to. That's another thing on savings. I purchased a lot of my camping gear and hiking gear from REI, and I have a rewards club. And so basically, that's where I get my National Parks Pass is from REI because I use all my rewards on getting the pass. So basically, I get a pass for free almost every year. Sometimes I got to put in a couple extra dollars. It's all about saving money. It's all about taking advantage of the rewards that they give you. So great questions. Thank you. All right, so that's my bins. I'll go into more detail, like when I'm actually out hiking. I'll make short videos on my gear, my hiking gear, my shoes, my backpack, my hat, my all kinds of stuff. So we'll go into more detail in the month of January for sure. Absolutely. All right. Any more questions about driving or gear or what else is in my notes? Storage bins. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Now we're going to talk about the apps that I use. REI. Yep. REI is it's definitely going to be a little bit more expensive than Amazon. But again, nice to have that rewards at the end of the year. And they have 20% off sales. You just got to pick and choose on when to buy stuff. And I'll buy stuff on clearance there. So I'll go there on the off season and look for snow gear or summer gear. So there's different ways of saving money at REI. It tends to be expensive, but they also have a lot of good stuff. They have a lot of great stuff. So this year's park pass will only cost me about $20. So instead of $80, because of my rewards, it's only going to cost me $20 for the year. to have a national parks pass. Shanna had a question. Shauna, Lisa, where are you at? Where is the question? Sorry if I'm missing all these questions. I'm getting better at this, I think. Somewhere required. Shanna, if you want to go ahead and ask that question again, and I'll answer that for you. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That's just the stuff I use, stuff I find at Walmart. It has a big name, and yeah, it has a big name, and that's what I use. Do I need it? No, my van runs pretty well, but if I'm taking a long trip and I want to clean out everything, that's what I use. Laughing out loud, I'm jealous. What's going on? What did I miss? Yeah. Yeah, and there's sometimes where I'll go to REI and I see something that I like, and then I'll get it somewhere else. So, like in a couple days I'll be at REI, and so looking to spend a little bit of stuff. Barefoot in Alaska, thank you for being here. 34 in the house. And then the next topic will be the 3 apps that I mainly use on my phone, just for information while I'm taking a trip. And cool, thank you. Yeah, I've heard of that stuff, but my initial guess on the Seafoam is very questionable, just because it just doesn't look right. You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem right. But I don't know. What's going on? Listening from Alaska. So cool. That's awesome. I hope you're feeling better. Let's see. Any other questions before we go into the apps that I use? Yep, I am. Oh, good point. Great point. Yes, I am a member of AAA, and I have their premium. So, and it's so worth it. It's, for me, AAA is amazing. I pay my car registration there. I get my tags right then. In and out the door. I don't have to go to the DMV. I'm out the door within 10 minutes. I get my tags right then and there. They print my registration. I get free maps. Not that I take advantage of that, but I think their basic plan is about $65, but I have the premium, which is about $106, I believe, and that gives me 4 tows every year. So if I need a tow truck, I have 4 tows, but my first tow could be up to 200 miles, which is perfect, right? Especially the places I go. Now, they're not going to come out on a dirt road deep in the desert or in the mountains. I understand that, and I should make a video on that, but if AAA. So if I'm broken down on the side of the road on my app, I could just hit a button and I can get a tow truck to come to me on the road, and they'll tow me 4 times a year with this premium package. The first tow could be up to 400 miles, which is very, very helpful. And that saves a lot of money. And the average tow is $200. I've heard even worse, because if you're out deep in Arizona or Nevada or Utah, where they had to come out to you and then you had to get to a certain spot, that's a lot of mileage, and especially the places I go to. So that I've never had to take advantage of the 200-mile tow. Most of my tows, luckily, knock on wood, have been in town. But to be able to get towed to my nearest Walmart or a good mechanics place is important to me. So very good question. AAA to me is amazing. Plus you get discounts on other stuff. But to have that tow service, I've used that tow service with AAA 4 times in the last 3 years. So knock on wood, I won't need it. So great question. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. 200 is cheap. Yeah, but $106 is cheaper for me. Yeah, you're right, Bob. It is cheap. Yeah, AAA rocks. I'm not Good Boy. I don't know the other one. There's another one that is a AAA competitor. I'm sure they're just as good. I never used it. My family has had AAA since the 80s, and that's what we use. So registration, towing is awesome. All right, we're down to 35 minutes. I need to get going. 32 in the house. A few more topics to talk about, and then we'll open up to some shout outs and some more Q&As and some projects that I'm working on. Yeah. All right. So I like to research everything. I have everything planned out to a certain extent. I know which way the wind's coming. I know when the sun sets. I know if it's going to rain. I know the high temperatures, low temperatures. So there's a few apps that I use that I lean on all the time. And let's start off with the first one, which is Gas Buddy. I use that app because of the rewards as well. So I save on 10 cents, 5 cents per gallon on fuel using their app. But for example, going to the Grand Canyon, I already know exactly which gas station I'm going to stop at. No matter what, I'm going to stop at Kingsman, Arizona, regardless whether I'm half a tank or a quarter tank, because right now their gas is $2.09 a gallon, which is awesome because I live here in Southern California, and right now the gas is $2.99. So that's a 90-cent savings on gas. So I'm fueled up here. I have my gas savings because of my rewards through the grocery store that I have, right? So I'm topped off. I have 31 gallons of fuel topped off, ready to go. I'm going to make it to Kingsman, Arizona. I forgot the mileage, but I'm definitely going to stop there because the gas is 209. So I'm going to stop there, and that's going to get me to the Grand Canyon. So I know, not only do I know the city I'm going to stop at, but I know exactly which gas station I'm going to stop at because it's close to the road or the freeway. It's a well-known gas station that has other services that I might need, food or whatever. And I know the gas price. I know the price of the gas there, and it's probably one of the cheapest ones in that town. I need to look into getting a rewards with Pilot and Loves. That's something I need to look into, especially now that I'm getting more into boondocking and more into traveling on the road. Because before, the first 3 years, or actually the first 4 years of van life for me, it was mainly weekend trips. And now that I have more time and I could do more stuff, boondocking and taking those longer trips, I'll be doing that more often. So looking into rewards with Loves and Pilot, and getting points for like a shower at those places could be very helpful. Again, I'm not associated with any of these products. I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. It's just the way I do it, and that's what I get into. So, yeah, I'm a planner, and yeah, I try to find a balance of planning and over planning versus trying to just wing it. And if I see something, then I'll pull over. I'm more on the planner, over planning, and then having backup plans to that plan. So planning a trip makes me excited. Planning a trip is fun. Not only do I do the research on the apps, but I'll do research on YouTube and find other people's experiences on the road, and then see if I can, enjoy those same adventures that they've gone on. So back to the app. So Gas Buddy for fuel, and then I check the weather app. Even today, and actually for the last month, I've been tracking the Grand Canyon. And so, like I said earlier on my other lives, it snowed there a week and a half ago at the Grand Canyon. A few days ago, the snow melt is going down, and then today it's almost nothing. So I'm tracking the weather, I'm tracking the wind, I'm tracking the highs and the lows, I'm tracking the sunset and sunrise. Hello, RT Dude. Thank you very much for being here, buddy. How you doing, man? I appreciate it. Welcome to my live. Let's see. sorry if I'm missing any of these questions. At the end of this live stream, I'll make sure that there's a section where you could repost your questions. So if there's a question that I missed that you posted, don't feel like I skipped it on purpose. It was more because I'm trying to think of what I want to say, how to say it, and then try to get through this. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the questions. What's going on? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I gave you a little shout out on my last live. On my last live, I made Frito pie, and watching you and watching Glorious Life on Wheels kind of, encouraged me to cook a little bit more in my van, and so I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. If Megan, if you could drop her link, I would really appreciate that. CK, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. Gas Buddy, the weather app. And mapping. Okay. So, and I again, just because I use Apple products, everything's Apple. So I use the weather app on Apple, and I also use Windy. The Windy app. It's just called Windy. So today it's been busy. It's been windy. It was really windy at 4 o'clock. Not so much at 7 o'clock. It's starting to die down a little bit, but at 10 o'clock it's almost gone. So by the time this live is over, the wind should die down, and then my drive should be a lot smoother. So the Apple weather app and then Windy are the two weather apps that I use. Windy's great. It's a really good app, and awesome. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. If you don't know who CK is, she's very cool. She's building out her van, and she cooks in her van, and she plans on traveling across, and she has some really cool stuff. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. 36 in the house, and we got about 20 more minutes, so I'm gonna try to close this out here. Not right now, but so mapping. So okay, so I use the app on my Apple phone, and so while I'm driving, I have the directions playing. Even though I know where I'm going, it's nice to know if there's gonna be an accident coming up soon. So the Apple app for directions, or Google Drive, or Google I forgot the Google app for driving. I forgot the name of it right now. They give you a warning. So like if you're driving from somewhere, and they'll tell you, there's an accident ahead a mile or 10 miles up, and it's going to delay your trip 45 minutes. You might want to pull over and have lunch or have dinner and not wait in line if there's like a major accident. So even though I know where I'm going, even though I've been there probably multiple times, I always have the app going. And having an Apple Watch, again, I'm not affiliated with any of these products, it will tell me, it'll start vibrating when I'm driving. Oh, left turn, whatever. And it tells me I'm listening to music. It'll tell me, it vibrates my watch, and it gives me a warning. Okay, my turn's coming up here. It's time to make that turn. Stop being so, stop staring at the back of that vehicle in front of me. Maggie, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, so Gas Buddy and the Apple apps. Windy is a very good app. There's a few other ones. Let's see if I can go through. And this is for traveling. This is not for boondocking. There's a lot of apps for boondocking. In fact, maybe on my next live while I'm boondocking, I will have more of the apps regarding where to camp, where to find free camp spots, how I use Google Earth to find my camp spots. There's a lot of information. So I'm kind of mainly focused this live on preparing a trip, or while I'm on the road making that road trip. Gotcha. Thank you. No. Right? That'd be nice. All right, so what other apps do I use? Let's see. Let's see if I missed anything. Nope, nope. Gas Buddy, Windy. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. Do you guys have any questions regarding the apps? The Windy app, there's a free version and then there's a $40 version. I have the upgraded version because I want to know whether it's going to be 10 miles an hour wind gust or 50-mile wind gust, because my normal Apple app will only tell me it's going to be windy, and that's it. The Windy app tells you exactly how hard the wind's gonna be blowing at what times of the day, and it gives you maps and stuff. So it really works out. It really works out. So let's see if there's any questions before I go to. I know. I know. Okay. All right. The next topic is gonna be projects. All right. So let me get set up here. Let me play a little quick video for you guys because I need to show you guys a couple of projects that I have going on, that I'm working on. And so give me about a minute to shuffle around here for a second. And there we go. Yeah, so it's been windy all throughout the whole Southwest and probably most of the country, I guess. But it's starting to calm down a little bit, so that's kind of nice. I'm leaving tonight despite facing 15-mile-an-hour winds against me, just because I don't want to leave tomorrow. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, I believe. Again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays to everybody. I don't want to leave tomorrow because of the holiday and people on the road, and that's why I'm leaving at 8 o'clock tonight. So cool music. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, I played with it for a little bit, but I just tend to lean towards something that works for me. Keep it simple kind of stuff. See if there's any more questions. Yep. If you're traveling in a big RV and it's windy, yeah, just pull over. Just take your time. you know, my family has a 29-foot RV, and my stepdad used to drive trucks, so he tells me a lot of stories about the wind and all that fun stuff. So, all right, so some projects. So, heading to family's house. There's a few projects I need to work on before I make my big trip in January. So, the first thing I want to do is build a tabletop, and this tabletop in my van is going to serve, I believe, four purposes. So again, I'm not affiliated with any of these products. This is just what I'm buying and what I'm using. So at Home Depot, they sell this product. It's backwards, and it's big. It is a finished. I lost connection. Okay, it is a finished tabletop. That I'm gonna use. Man, that's annoying. I lost my mouse. Come back. Found it. And it's working. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to use that board, and I'm going to trim it down so that it fits on my front passenger seat. And I want to put it there, place it there, so that I can hold my Wii Boost antenna while I'm driving. It'll be able to hold my laptop while I'm driving. So if I want to do a live stream while I'm driving, I could look over on the tabletop that's on my passenger seat, and I could see the live stream if I need to click any buttons or whatever, but I'll have multiple cameras going at the same time. So this tabletop that I'm going to build at my family's house for the next week and a half is going to be placed on my passenger seat, but also I'm going to use it to place it on top of my bin. So that wood, I'm going to trim it down so that it fits. Come on, turn on. Oh, jeez. Lights out. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I drove by the question here. Yeah, this question here. Yeah, there's computer mounts for vehicles. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that as well. We got lights, and yeah, I definitely need to look into that for sure. Okay, so the tabletop's gonna go on my passenger seat. I'm gonna place a metal bracket on this tabletop. That way, my RV Wii Boost antenna could stick to the tabletop as well. But it's also going to be shaped so that it fits on and inside the bin. So if I'm boondocking, this tabletop could fit inside that bin, and I could use it as a table. The tabletop will also be I could use for cooking. So I could place it right by my side doors on the side of my van and use it for cooking as well. So that's one of my projects that I'm working on, is a tabletop. And then another thing I need to work on is to do a review on my thing that my Secret Santa brought me, which was again, you've probably seen this before, the Energizer 240. So I'm going to play with this a little bit more, make sure that I like it. And I'm having issues right now with the power delivery port, so I need to figure that out or make adjustments. So that's one of my projects I need to work on before I hit the road. Also, my Secret Santa was so nice. Apparently, I was really good this year. I don't know about that, but I also received, you probably already know, a DJI mini drone. So, yeah, I need to play with this a little bit. I've had a drone. I had the Phantom 4 Pro, which ended up in the bottom of a lake, and I had to fish out. I didn't make a video for it yet, but I will. Probably on my next live, I'll be able to have a video of how I fished out my old drone out of the bottom of the lake. It was only in 10 feet of water, but it was pretty cool. It was a pretty fun adventure. But yeah, I have this. My Secret Santa was so nice. I received this, so this will be part of the channel. Exciting. I haven't even opened it yet, and I'm excited. All right, so that's one of the projects. And another project that I'm working on. Oh, so on my last live, Gina and I were talking about an idea of using reflective heat. So let me show you what I'm going to use. If I could reach for it. I need an assistant here. Where's my Ray? Ray, where are you? Come back. Any questions so far? I need a mouse that doesn't run. If you guys know of a mouse that doesn't run, that kind of sticks to your desktop, let me know. All right. Oh, well. Okay, so do I have a swivel seat? Yeah, I need a swivel seat. That'd be nice. We'll see. Maybe in the future. And there's a link for the DJI Mavic Mini. Yep, that's it. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate it. 34 in the house. Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. And you're right. I need to learn how to use it because I'm so dependent on the mouse because that's what we grew up on. But like the shortcuts, I haven't learned the shortcuts of the trackpad. I need to learn that. I'll add that to my projects list. But here's the Reflectix that I was talking about, or this is the emergency blanket that I'm going to be using to reflect heat from my heater. So I kept on my last live, I kept on saying this was electric. This is not electric. It's a emergency blanket. See, I almost said it again. It's an emergency blanket, silver. This is not your standard. This is not your standard emergency blankets. This is more of a high-end emergency blanket. And while I'm at the Grand Canyon, is supposed to reach, right now it's like 10 degrees at night at the Grand Canyon. So I'm going to use this to keep me warm and kind of test this out. So I'll go more into great depth on how I use this while I'm boondocking at the Grand Canyon. And basically, I have my heater pointing up next to my bed. Here's a heater. Here's my bed. And I'm going to pitch that emergency blanket like that. That way I get reflected heat from the heater. So the heater's here. It's reflecting heat up to the blanket and then down to the bed. If that makes sense. If not, when I'm live streaming, it'll make more sense. Justin and Christina, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. Is that the last project that I need to work on? Oh, and then I'm also going to spend the next 2 weeks on the format, how I do my lives. You're kind of getting a small look of what the lives are going to be like, but while I'm boondocking, I plan on having multiple camera angles with different cameras. And so the next week and a half, I need to figure out how to use different angles and be able to live while I'm outside and with different cameras. So something I need to work on for the next week and a half. All right, so that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for topics. Now I'm just going to do a few channel shout outs, and then we'll open up to Q&A, and then we'll finish this up pretty soon because it's already been an hour just now. And I want to hit the road here pretty soon because I do have about a 2-hour drive ahead of me, and I wanted to provide this information for you guys. And So if you posted a question earlier and I missed it and you really want me to answer it right now, then go ahead and repost that question and I'll make sure I'm focused on questions. Oh, and shout outs. Okay, my first shout out, Megan, if you could throw a link for Desert Adventures in Arizona, please. And Steve has a channel, and he lives in Arizona, and that's where I'll be headed next. And he's been giving me information on places to stay and places to go visit in Arizona. So I appreciate that. He's been a friend of mine now for going on a little over 2 months now, and he travels in an RV. He lives in Arizona. He has a dog that eats salad. So if you ever heard that before, that's pretty cool. And so Steve, thank you for all what you do. I look forward to your videos and your short videos and giving me a glimpse of, you know, what January is going to look like for me. So I appreciate that, Steve. Thank you very much. Here's a link for Steve. And thank you, Megan, for doing that. I really appreciate that. Yep, thank you. And we'll be neighbors. I don't know if we'll actually meet, but thank you for providing that information. I really, really appreciate it. So Arizona obviously is going to be on my list. The Grand Canyon, Sedona, Saguaro National Park, Iron Horse, BLM land. I'm probably getting that wrong, but is definitely on my list, and Quartzsite as well. So I'm not going to the meetup. I'm going to Quartzsite. I'm going to Copa Wildlife Refuge, and it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Susan, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. So that was my first shout out. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. Let's see. 35 in the house. Thank you for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Once again, Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the family. Be safe. Be safe. And be safe. Happy New Year's. New Year's is like in 8 or 9 days. So 2021, just around the corner. Enjoy the family. Be safe. Aaron, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks again for the raid. I really appreciate that. What else? All right, my next shout out. So we got Steve from Desert Adventures in Arizona. We got Chef Life, VanLife. Let me go back. Where is she still? Is she still here? Dun, 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 dun. And yeah, I'm excited for my trip. I'm gonna see family. I've been self quarantining for a while now because I live in my van. I don't see too many people except for you guys. It's always good to see you guys. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. There we go. All right, so my second shout out again is to Chef Life, VanLife, and she's awesome. Kate, CK, and she's building out her van, and she's gonna be traveling, the nation and cooking out of her van. So she gave me this inspiration to cook different foods. So I appreciate that. I know, DJ, 60 minutes. I know. Almost there. We're almost there. I need to hit the road. In fact, I still need to eat dinner too. I need to eat. Awesome. Yep. Very cool. Have a safe time there, Susan. Drive safe in that new rig, and have fun. Thank you, CK. I appreciate it. Awesome. All right, so let's go. Done. All right, let's just open up to questions. I need dinner and hit the road. Any questions about prepping? Awesome. Merry Christmas. Yep. Awesome. Thank you for being here again. Any questions about road trips, traveling in a van, RV too? I've been in RVs. If you have any questions about planning trips or prepping your car or vehicle, to go on the road. 34 in the house. Hello from Texas, East Texas. What's going on? Let's go. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Paula. Hope you're feeling better. I appreciate it. Yep, I'll stay safe. Definitely safe. What am I eating? I'm eating one of my favorite restaurants, fast food restaurants, and it's El Pollo Loco. And I always eat El Pollo Loco, and it goes back to rewards. So for every $50 I spend there, I get $5 back. So it works out. So actually today, my dinner only cost me $2.75 for dinner because I use my rewards. So it's Pollo Loco's chicken. I usually have chicken, 2 servings of steamed broccoli, and then chips. And I'm not keto right now, Megan. I'm not keto. Maybe in the spring. Maybe in the springtime I'll be keto. Oh, good question. Good question. Okay, so on this trip, because I'll be at family's house for almost 2 weeks, I need to prep my van to be basically in storage. So this is actually good information. So I had to clean out my refrigerator. DJ, you're awesome. Thank you for this because I wanted to share this. And I forgot to put it in my notes. I'm looking for my assistant to give me the... All right, I'll just tell you. Okay, so I emptied out my refrigerator and I'm about to pour some rubbing alcohol inside my refrigerator. And my refrigerator is a Dometic 65, which is really big, 12-volt compressor refrigerator. And it's a top loader, so the top opens up. So I'm gonna, right before I go on the road, I'm gonna lift the top and I'm gonna pour one of the smaller bottles of rubbing alcohol in it. So I'm gonna pour it in there. And so while I'm driving, it's gonna swish around and clean out my refrigerator. So tomorrow, when I get to my destination, I'm gonna clean out my refrigerator and basically put it in storage mode, which is the refrigerator right now is unplugged. It's emptied, and it has those cooler packs in there. So I have probably about 5 cooler packs inside my refrigerator to keep my refrigerator cool if I decide to unplug my refrigerator. So the rubbing alcohol is going to swish around while I'm driving inside the refrigerator and clean out the bottom of the refrigerator and the sides of the refrigerator, plus the cooler pack. So tomorrow when I wake up, I'll come back in my van, I'll do a deep clean of my refrigerator, and that way it could sit in storage mode for a week and a half. There's not going to be any food. It's going to be unplugged, and I'm going to put those baking soda absorbers in it for a week and a half. And then right before I go on the road, I'm going to plug back my refrigerator in at my mom's house, get it up to temperature, and then go shopping for food, and then hit the road. So DJ, that was an awesome question. I really appreciate that because I did want to say that, and I forgot to put it in my notes. So DJ, you're awesome. And Ford Man, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I know. Okay, all right. Storage mode. Baking soda. Rubbing alcohol. What else? Any other questions that you guys have? There's 36 in here. It's 10 minutes after, so I'm a little bit over than I wanted to because I definitely want to hit the road. That way I'm not pulling in too late at my family's house. We're RV staying. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Any more? If there's a question that you want me to answer, go ahead and put it on. Okay. Good question. So for water, I usually bring, depending on how long I stay, but I usually store my water in the footwell of my passenger side doors. So that footwell, I could put 8 gallons of water lined up in there, and in the footwell that drops down. I put it in that well. I can hold 8 gallons of water there, and so far, again, I haven't been in temperatures of 10 degrees like it is right now at the Grand Canyon. But I also store water in these. So I have 4 of these, and these are 40 ounces. You know, the flask, thermal insulated, whatever you call them. I have 4 of these. One's for coffee, and then 3 is for water. So I use these to store water in. So if it gets to a temperature where maybe those other bottles may freeze, then I could always drink out of these, and I'll have plenty of water. Also, I plan on staying warm, and I plan on keeping my van warm, and then using that reflective heat should keep the van warm, and it'll keep that area warm as well. So thank you for the question. That's great. Did I find the chili? Yes, I did find the chili, and it was exactly where it should have been. So right next to my van, right next to my passenger seat, attached to my passenger seat, is a little cooler, like a little small shoulder carry cooler, and it's filled with spices, sugar, vitamins. It's kind of like my lunch bag that is attached to the passenger seat on the floor. And so when I went shopping for the chili, I forgot that I put the chili in that little cooler. I had it in my mind that I put the chili inside, or left it in the grocery bag, but it was in that cooler where it should have been, and I don't know why. I'm just not used to it being there. It was in the little cooler next to the passenger seat. It was inside it. Let's see. I need to look into that. I don't know. I've RVing RVer TV had some really great videos of areas that I want to check out that surrounds Quartzsite, because I don't really want to go deep into Quartzsite where there's the meetups and stuff. I want to stay kind of on the outside. So I'll definitely take a look at that place. I appreciate that. And yes, Daryl, I found the chili. I do. I do. So when I do get a motorcycle, I will definitely. I have 2 6-gallon motorcycle style gas tanks. I'm not carrying it on this trip, but if I was smart, I would bring 2 empty gas cans with me on my trip. That way, once I get into Arizona, where the gas is 90 cents cheaper than it is in California, once I get into Arizona and on my way back, I could fill those up with that. But it just takes up a lot of space. But once I get a motorcycle, then for sure I'm definitely going to use those jugs for either, the generator or the motorcycle. But yeah, great question. I appreciate that. And yep, I do wear thermal underwear, clothing, and yep. Okay. Purple Tube, thank you for being here. I think I might have missed you earlier, but thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You're awesome. And you probably still have a lot of snow up there, I'm sure. If you don't know Purple Tube, she has a really cool channel. She got snowed in, and she's like up to her shoulders in snow. but it looks pretty awesome. I'm just jealous. I really want to get snowed in eventually, like somewhere. Just want to get snowed in so I can't get out for like 2 weeks. That would be awesome. Purple Tube, you're awesome. All right, G, thank you, man. Have a good night, buddy. All right, 34 in the house. Any last minute questions? Because I need to hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back. What kind of generator do I have? I have it's called the iPower, and it's the motor in it is Yamaha. So it's a Yamaha iPower 2000 or 1600. Basically, I can have 1600 watts of power from my solar, from my generator. And I use my generator for making coffee in the morning in my storage unit, powering my storage unit. I have a portable AC unit that I could power with, and during the summer, I used it in my van, but I try to stay away from generators. Okay. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. If my moderators could drop their links, if you don't know my moderators, obviously a lot of you guys do, go check them out. I appreciate their support. And the greatest voice, the best voice on YouTube is now here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Homestead Aquarius has the best voice on YouTube. I could just listen to him. I mean, he's awesome. And I've been, because of him, in fact, Megan, if you could drop his link, please. He, in the mornings while I'm making coffee, I have a little book right next to my coffee machine. And so while I'm brewing coffee, I have a little book, and it's a book of desert plants. And that reminds me, thank you, Homestead Aquarius, because I need to go back to my storage unit to get this book. And every day while I'm brewing coffee, I open up this book, and it's a picture book that shows you a picture of the plant, the desert plant. So I'm learning desert plants basically because of him. So I appreciate that. I take one plant every day. I study on it, and that way, while I'm out there boondocking out in the desert, I know what that plant is, and all that fun stuff. So I appreciate that. Very, very cool. All right. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. He has the coolest voice, I tell you. Thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas. All right, 33 in the house. I'm over by 18 minutes. So I'm going to eat dinner, going to listen to music, going to have a good time. Oh, yeah, great question. Yeah, that I need to do some research. So the Mogollon Rim in Arizona, yeah, that is a bucket list. I kind of want to do that trip with a motorcycle, because some of the trails in that area is 30 miles long. I mean, you can go on for a long time. So once I get a motorcycle, a dual sport motorcycle, I definitely want to go to this place there with a motorcycle. Yeah, it's amazing there. It is a lot of fun. Okay. Drive safe. Thank you very much. I already have my food. It's just sitting there waiting. Smells good. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Let's see. I need to make Aaron a moderator. So Aaron, next time you're on my show, you're gonna be a moderator, my friend. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the raid. Drive safe. Merry Christmas to your family. Yep. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Looking forward to some homemade tamales. Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be fun. So the self-quarantining for the last few weeks it's gonna be worth it. Just because for my mom, for my stepdad, for their health. So it's worth it. So make sure you guys stay safe. Let's see what else we got here. 31 in the house. 20 minutes afterwards. Let's see. All right. What else? I'm excited about the drone. That's gonna be cool. I need to figure out how to do live streams with GoPros and a drone. I don't know if that's possible with a drone. How cool would that be to have? How cool would that be to have a drone on a live stream? That's on my list to do. So I need to learn how to live stream with the drone. And the drone doesn't need to be very far from the van. It could just be like circling the van. How cool would that be? Like being in a desert area, or not, yeah, desert area, and have the drone just circle around the van, showing you the sunset and the sunrise while I'm on a live stream. That's going to happen eventually. I don't know with this drone, because this drone is basically an entry level drone. It's not like my last drone. My other drone was pretty awesome, but that's on my horizon. Okay. Yep. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate the. Oh, speaking of this, there he is. Oh. Come back. Don't drop it. Come back. There we go. Michael McReynolds. I got the Mac Mini, or the Mavic Mini. Where am I at? There we go. Bam. Check that out, buddy. Check that out. Oh, actually, I'll post this to you, Michael McReynolds. Is there a way that I could live stream using the footage live from a drone? And if so, what brand? That would be really, really, really cool. So the Grand Canyon, I plan on being there while there's snow. I plan on hiking the Grand Canyon while there's snow on the ground. Goodbye, Ray. Okay. All right, let's call this off. All right, so thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm probably just rambling. J-Rock in the house. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Bye, Ray. Bye, Ray. All right. Okay. Good night, everybody. All right, so I'm going to play a video for you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. And you guys take care. Be good. Stay safe. We'll see you guys soon. I'm going to play this video here. 27 in the house. And Happy New Year's. And we'll catch you on the next one. Now, if I miss any of your questions now, you could post any of your questions on any of my videos. I will answer them for you. Until next time, Van Life rocks.